Hi, Miss Eglin here. Today I'm going to be reviewing Chapter 8 of Lois Lowry's The Giver. The first question is, what is the difference between assigned and selected? And I'm going to be going to the text. This is the PDF that we're using, and I'm making sure I'm in Chapter 8. And I'm going to kind of skim through to look for my answer. Now, I've already read this before, but what's the difference between selected and assigned? Well, let's see what the chief elder says. Jonas has not been assigned. He has been selected. Okay, Jonas doesn't know what that means. He will be our next receiver of memory. So then the audience is like, oh, like so shocking. And then Jonas is still not understanding. And then she goes on to say, such a selection is very, very rare. Our community only has one receiver. Okay, so it's very rare. And, the committee definitely the committee of elders has spent a lot of time picking Jonas. Okay, so what has he been selected to do? He's going to be the receiver of memory. What attributes does Jonas have that will help him in his assignment? This is a really important question. You have to understand, why did they pick Jonas? And so she goes on and starts explaining this on the next page. Okay, and she says, he has intelligence, he's smart, he's a good student. Integrity, he does the right thing even when no one is watching. Courage, and then she talks about it's going to be very painful, and you will suffer, so you have to be courageous for that. And then she refers to the current receiver, and then finally, the receiver must have one more quality, and she says, I don't understand it, but it's the capacity to see beyond. So Jonas has no idea what she is talking about. He's starting to panic, and then he looks into the audience, and again, something changes, and then he says, yes, I might have this quality. I don't really understand it, but, obviously there's something different with me. And that leads us to the last question. What is this capacity to see beyond? And we really don't know. But Jonas is seeing differently. Okay, so the journal activity says, Jonas has not been selected, not assigned. What's the difference in the analysis? What physical trait does he have in common with the current receiver? And when we did this was our sample assignment on our first practice week of online learning. A lot of people were putting, wisdom, capacity to see beyond. This is a physical trait, and it is Jonas has been selected because his job is very important. He and the current receiver both have pale eyes. Okay, that's the physical trait. They have some kind of light colored eyes. And remember how Lily said that Gabe also has these light colored eyes. Though it's very rude to mention it to somebody, they do stand out. So the quote that supports that is, it was a man Jonas had never noticed before, a bearded man with pale eyes. He was watching Jonas intently. And again, to find this, I'm, looking back in the text, and I also want to put the page number, and this would be 61. Okay, so vocabulary for this chapter: successor. That is somebody who comes after you. So if you're a king and you die, the next king is your successor. Unanimous means everybody has to agree. So the committee of elders all have to agree on who the next receiver of memory is going to be, in this case Jonas. Integrity, it is when you have a very good character, you're going to do the right thing, even when people might not necessarily know it. Jonas has done, some rule breaking, like when he took the apple from the recreation center, but he did the right thing and he presented himself to apologize to the director the next day. Wisdom is when you, know things and she kind of goes into this a lot, like she doesn't know what it is, but the current receiver has said, he will need wisdom to kind of make decisions based on experiences. Capacity is like your ability to be able to do something. You know, are you capable of it? And then words with a different meaning. Crescendo is an increase in the volume of music. At the same time, it kind of goes up. Integrity, adhering to moral values, courage, mental strength to overcome danger and fear. So it'd be like feel the fear and then do it anyway. And then wisdom, being knowledge. Okay, so that's it for chapter 8. If you've understood this chapter, you're ready to move on to 9. If you haven't, go back and reread or email me a question or put it in the comments below. Thanks for watching.